Today we are calling upon Lavia, the Shem Angel of Fame and renown and victory. Also protects against lightning strikes. So that's interesting. A Shem Angel that protects against lightning strikes? Very interesting. And yet there's also a note in the science of Kabbalah that says that this may refer to emotional disturbances. So let's say someone has a tendency to fly off the handle or get upset, being struck by lightning, emotional disturbance. So there's some that interpret it that way. So Lavia governs fame, renown, victory, and also possibly helps to avoid having emotional outbursts, basically, and being struck by lightning. So we're going to get into this today. The divine attribute, according to Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Aegyptiacus, published in 1654, the divine attribute is Deus exaltandus, exalted God. And the idea of fame and victory, fame, and protection from lightning. Being struck by lightning. Interesting. Victory, fame, renown. Recognition for your talents. The Shem Angel is Lauviah. The attribute of God is Deus exaltandus. So let's take a look at the Psalm verse. So we've worked through all the Shem Angels. In these videos starting in September, really. Well, my posts here on Facebook, but we're going to call on this angel today, Lavia. That's Lamed Vav Vav. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. Here we go. Lavia. I knew that didn't look right. Lamed Aleph Vav Yod He. Lamed Aleph Vav Yod He. Lavia. And Agrippa and Dr. Rudd in many, how they spell it in the Latin. It's Lauviah. Lavia. Praise and exalted God, it says here. But Deus exaltandus, exalted God, according to Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Aegyptiacus. And then those of you that want to use the wonky 20-minute cycle timing that Lazar Linnaeus creates in the 19th century, but many people find useful, 3:20 to 3:40 a.m. Right now in the United States, for example, if you use daylight savings like we do here, it would actually be 4:20 to 4:40 a.m. And this angel governs 20 to 25 degrees of Taurus. So what about the Psalm verse? The Psalm verse, verse 50 is Psalm 17. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. So the Psalm verse has to do with God being exalted. And the angel also exalts us, brings us to fame, renown, recognition for our talents. That is what Lavia does. To avoid being struck by lightning might also represent, all this talk of renown and victory and renown and fame and all this and recognition. It's possible that Lavia may also, now this is just my own this is just throwing this out here. The idea of protection from struck by lightning may have to do with like hubris or like the repercussions of, shining too much or too much renown. Maybe. Just one way of looking at it. So, once again, he serves against lightning. Now, the footnote here, now I'm going to give a link for those who want to buy a copy, The Science of Kabbalah. I'm going to give a link. If you click the link, it's $10. 10 books on Amazon. $10. The Science of Kabbalah, which of course was published in 1823. So it's 19th century source, so it's kind of late. But it says here that he serves against lightning. The footnote says this could be taken as meaning against sudden emotions, such as love or hatred. So the idea that to avoid being struck by lightning could represent sudden onslaught of emotions. So that's interesting. Okay. So sure, the office refers to what a spirit is good for, or can be petitioned for, right? The offices. Each angel represents a specific energy. Each angel represents many things. It's more than just the astrological force, first of all. Agrippa talked about the three-world model. The three-world model, that there are three worlds. There is the material or elementary world here below, the world of stones and herbs and plants and animals. By the way, we're going to get back to reading this. In fact, I think today we're going to get back to reading this, the 3 books of occult philosophy. We're going to make it happen, Captain. Watching these videos, we're going to go through the 3 books of occult philosophy together. But the 3 worlds, okay? So there is the astrological aspect, but there's the realm beyond that. So the Shem Angel, it embodies the astrological quality, this angel from 20 to 25 degrees of Taurus. But it's not just that. Also the divine attribute, because these are based on the 72 names. The divine attribute is Deus exaltandus, or exalted God. The idea of exaltation. Each Shem angel is not only associated with the name, but is also associated with a verse from the book of Tehillim, or Psalms. And normally, there is normally a rule in the Hebrew of the Psalm verse associated with the Shem angel. Normally, there will be a tetragram, or Yod-He Vav-He, around the 3 letters of the angel name. Okay, so around the 3 letters of the angel name, such as around the 3 letters of the angel name, such as Sitayobi, Samek, Yod, Tet, around those 3 letters, you'd see a tetragram, okay? That's normally the rule. So in the Hebrew of the Psalm verse, there should be a Yod-He Vav-He somewhere around the divine name. So Lavia, Lamed Aleph Vau, around this is a tetragram. So that's a rule of the Psalm verses. Now, what's the Psalm verse say? So the Psalm verse also expresses an attribute of the divine name. So the divine attribute in the Psalm verse, and this goes back to the Shem Angel magic, back to, Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Aegyptiacus in the 17th century. And this was continued in Dr. Rudd and through to the science of Kabbalah into our tradition today. We still use the Psalm verse and the divine attribute to call upon the angel and also to meditate and contemplate the qualities of the angel. So the angel, there is the astrological component, which is the quinaries of the zodiac. And beyond that, there is the Psalm verse and the divine attribute. So divine attribute, Psalm verse, quinary, all of these together help us to uncover a little bit about the angel. Okay? So the divine attribute is Deus exaltandus, exalted God. The Psalm verse again is 50th verse of Psalm 17. The Lord liveth, or the Lord lives, okay? The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. So the idea is of victory, like God lives. My rock and my salvation, he shall be exalted. This idea of like renown and victory. And then, of course, you see, of course, reflected in the office of the angel, renown, victory, things. So he serves against lightning. Again, here in the Science of Kabbalah, the footnote says this could be taken as meaning against sudden emotion, such as love or hatred. But Lavia, the office, he serves against lightning. Then there's that footnote. And to obtain victory. This genius rules renown. He influences great persons, the wise, and all those who become famous through their talents. Lavia. So what we're going to do here, we're going to call upon the angel together. Now, some people use no timing, and they have great results. I've been going through the quinaries of the zodiac with the sun, and this is the last part of that. Or people also use the 20-minute cycle. Some people use no timing. But we're going to go ahead and do this. Lauvia. Lauvia. The name Lauvia. 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 We call upon you, Lauvia. So let's say the name together. Say the name with me in the video. Lauvia. 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 So all of you viewers, all of y'all that are listening out there to my video, say the name with me. Lauvia. 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 The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. Lavia, we call upon you. Now let's all ask for something within the office of Lavia. I feel a presence. Wow. Lavia. So something that has to deal with renown, victory, protection from lightning, possibly sudden emotion. So here we go. I'm going to ask silently. You ask at home. So we're calling upon Lavia. Lavia. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. So Lavia. So let's ask for something within the office of the angel. I'm going to ask silently. So you that are listening out there, feel free to ask silently. We're petitioning Lavia. Okay, because there are 3 ways of working with the Shem angels. There's the way of magic, there's the way of prayer, and then there's the contemplative approach. We're doing the way of prayer. Lavia. So I'm going to ask for my petition silently. Y'all ask now. Lavia. And now let's be receptive to any images or thoughts or ideas that may come to the surface now. And be sure and write them down. And of course, as I always say, not necessarily giving objective reality to anything that you experience, but not being closed off either. That was Lavia. So later, we're going to work through, we're going to get through some Agrippa. And of course, there's going to be some tarot stuff and Agrippa. And we're going to go on with the next Shem Angel. So I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching, y'all. See y'all in the next video.